Jealous ex accused me of cheating and said she was pregnant to baby trap me. But it turns out she was the one who was cheating, and baby wasn't mine. I'm 28 TM, and I've been dealing with some serious drama lately. My ex-girlfriend Lauren, 26A fake name, and I had a pretty nasty breakup about 2 to 3 months ago. We'd been together for 2 years, and things had been getting rocky for a while. Now she's dropped a bombshell on me, and I'm not sure how to handle it. To give you some background, Lauren and I met through mutual friends at a party. We hit it off right away, and for the first year, everything was great. We had similar interests, enjoyed spending time together, and even talked about a future together. I work as a software engineer, and Lauren's a graphic designer. We both have demanding jobs, but we always made time for each other. In the beginning, our relationship was like something out of a rom-com. We'd go on spontaneous weekend trips, try out new restaurants, and spend lazy Sundays binge-watching TV shows. We introduced each other to our families, and everything seemed perfect. My parents loved her, and her parents seemed to like me too. But as time went on, cracks started to show. It started small at first. Lauren would make comments about how much time I spent at work or how close I was with some of my female friends. I didn't think much of it initially, figuring it was just normal relationship stuff. However, things escalated pretty quickly. Lauren became increasingly jealous and possessive. She'd get upset if I hung out with my female friends, even in group settings. She started checking my phone when I wasn't looking and questioning me about every text or call I got. I tried to reassure her, but nothing seemed to help. One time I was out with my best friend John and his girlfriend for dinner. Lauren was supposed to join us, but had to cancel last minute due to work. Later that night, she called me in tears, accusing me of lying about who I was with because she saw a Snapchat story from a mutual friend who happened to be at the same restaurant. It took me hours to calm her down and convince her that I wasn't cheating. Things got worse when I started a big project at work. I was putting in extra hours, often coming home late. My team included a few women, and Lauren couldn't handle it. She'd call me multiple times during the day, show up at my office unannounced, and even started following me to catch me in the act. I tried everything to make her feel secure. I offered to let her meet my coworkers. I shared my location with her. I even considered quitting the project, but nothing was enough. The constant accusations and lack of trust were wearing me down. The final straw came when she accused me of cheating on her with a coworker named Megan. Megan and I had been working closely on the project, often staying late to meet deadlines. Lauren saw some texts between us discussing work and completely lost it. She showed up at my office one evening when Megan and I were the only ones left working on a presentation. Lauren burst into the conference room screaming and crying. She accused Megan of trying to steal me away and called her all sorts of horrible names. I tried to calm her down, but she was hysterical. She screamed at me and threw a potted plant at me, missing. Thankfully, security had to be called to escort her out. I was mortified, and Megan was understandably shaken. The next day, I had to explain the situation to my boss. He understood, but warned me that this couldn't happen again. Megan was professional about it, but things were awkward between us after that. Some of my other coworkers started treating me differently, like I was the guy with the crazy girlfriend. After that incident, I knew I couldn't continue the relationship. I took a day off work and went to Lauren's apartment to break things off. I explained that her lack of trust and constant accusations had become too much to handle. I told her that her behavior was affecting not just our relationship but my work and friendships too. She didn't take it well. There was a lot of yelling, crying, and name-calling. She accused me of never loving her, abusing her, of cheating on her throughout our relationship. She even threw some of my stuff out the window of her apartment. It was ugly, to say the least. As I was leaving, she threatened to make me pay and ruin my life for breaking her heart. I didn't think much of it at the time, chalking it up to the heat of the moment. I was just relieved to be out of the relationship. For the next few weeks, Lauren kept trying to contact me. She'd call, text, and even show up at places she knew I frequented. Her messages ranged from pleading for another chance to threatening to tell everyone I knew what a cheating scumbag I was. I blocked her number and on all social media, and eventually, she seemed to get the message and backed off. I spent the next couple of weeks trying to get my life back on track. I threw myself into work, started going to the gym more, and reconnected with friends I'd neglected during my relationship with Lauren. Things were finally starting to feel normal. Again, that brings us to last week. I was at home on a Friday evening, enjoying a quiet night in. I'd ordered pizza, cracked open a beer, and was settling in to watch a movie when there was a knock on my door. I wasn't expecting anyone, so I was a bit confused. I opened the door, and there stood Lauren. She was pale and looked like she hadn't been sleeping well. Before I could say anything, she blurted out, "I'm pregnant, and it's yours." I was stunned. My first reaction was disbelief. We'd always been careful, and given how our relationship ended, I couldn't help but wonder if this was some kind of trick to get me back. I asked her how far along she was, and she said about 2 months. My mind was racing. 2 months ago, we were still together, but things were already bad between us. I tried to remember the last time we'd been intimate, but everything from that period was a blur of arguments and tension. I invited her in, more out of shock than anything else. We sat in my living room. I asked her how she found out when she'd taken the test. She said she'd missed her period and took a home test, then went to a doctor to confirm it. I told her I needed some time to process this. I offered her a glass of water and went to the kitchen to clear my head. When I came back, I found her going through my phone, which I'd left on the coffee table. "What the hell are you doing?" I yelled. She jumped, dropping my phone. "I was just checking the time." "No, you were snooping just like you always do. I have had enough," and told her I needed proof. Before I could even begin to process this information, I asked for a paternity test, which seemed to upset her. She accused me of not trusting her, ironic, given our history, and said I should just believe her. "After everything we've been through, you should know I wouldn't lie about this," she said, tears in her eyes. But all I could think about were the countless times she'd accused me of lying, of cheating, when I'd done nothing wrong. I refused to accept what she was saying without concrete evidence. I told her that given how things ended between us and her past behavior, I couldn't just take her word for it. I said I'd be willing to discuss this further if she could provide medical proof of the pregnancy and agree to a paternity test. Lauren got angry. She called me every name in the book, saying I was a coward for not stepping up and taking responsibility. She threatened to tell all our mutual friends and my family that I was abandoning her and my supposed child. Then she stormed off, slamming the door behind her. Since then, I've been a mess. I can't focus at work, I'm not sleeping well, and I feel like I'm constantly on edge. Part of me wonders if I'm being too harsh. What if she really is pregnant? But another part of me can't shake the feeling that this might be a manipulation tactic. I've spent hours researching online about false pregnancy claims and paternity rights. I've thought about reaching out to Lauren, but every time I consider it, I remember how toxic our relationship had become, and how much happier I've been since the breakup. I haven't told anyone about this yet. Not my family, not even my best friend, John. I'm not sure what to do. Am I the asshole for not believing her and insisting on proof? Should I have handled this differently? I keep replaying the conversation in my head, wondering if I missed something. She did look different. Tired, stressed. But couldn't that just be from the drama of our breakup? And why wait 2 months to tell me? If she really is pregnant, shouldn't she have known sooner? The threat of her telling everyone is weighing on me too. My parents would be devastated if they thought I'd abandoned a pregnant girlfriend, and my friends. I can only imagine what they'd think. I've always prided myself on being a stand-up guy, and the thought of everyone believing I'm some deadbeat dad-to-be is killing me. But at the same time, I can't just accept this. Without question, Lauren's past behavior has made it impossible for me to trust her word alone, and bringing a child into the world is a huge responsibility. One that I'm not sure either of us is ready for, especially given the current state of our relationship. I've thought about reaching out to some of our mutual friends to see if they know anything. But I'm worried about the rumor mill starting before I even know what's really going on. And what if Lauren hasn't told anyone else yet? I don't want to be the one to spread this information if it turns out to be false. There's also a small part of me that's terrified of the possibility that it might be true.